Welcome back to the Dirty 11s. You know what we believe in: faith, friends, and fast cars. In this episode, we're going to be talking to what I like to call Mensa members, which really are other NSX owners, and we're going to talk to them about what they like about their car, what they don't like, and what they plan on doing to them. Also, if you guys are out there and you are owners particularly of, let's say, RX-7s, if you are out there and you own a Supra, whether it be an old school Supra or the new ones, please contact us below in the comments. We'd like to sit down with you and talk about what you love about it and what you don't like about it. We want to get your perspective on there. So again, the channel really is about all kinds of different cars and what you particularly love. So let's get into this episode and talk to some of the Mensa members. All right, so we're doing this meet, and this meet is like the make my friends jealous meet. I love it because we got somebody from Scott. It's a great RX-7 that's actually out in the world. NSX, bunch of JDMs. We are getting ready to go to a classic car meet in Maryland. So we are looking forward to this ride. And then a little something from my boy Jordan, Mark IVs. Mark IV. Right-hand drive Mark IV. Another beautiful Mark IV. This is gonna be epic. Can't wait to show you guys this. All right, say your full name.
Sherwin.
All right, Sherwin, tell me, what'd you do on here, man?
Man, simple wheels on, just lowered on Bilstein and Swift springs. So I'm testing out today, see how it rides. Other than that, it's bolts on this car, 100,000 miles on it. And,
all right, 100,000 miles.
Hopefully it'll last me another 100,000 miles on it, right?
Okay, all right, any engine stuff done? Even
yes,
upkick
headers,
okay,
exhaust, that's about it.
What'd you go with the headers? Comtex or, all right.
Comtech and exhaust.
Okay.
You know, an ADM.
Who did the work for you? Or did you do it yourself?
So actually, it came with the car. So only thing I've done afterward was just the suspension, which was done 3 days ago. So it's still trying to fill it out and getting used to the drive, but hopefully it settles too by the time the drive ends today.
So how long have you had it?
Almost a year.
Almost a year?
Almost a year, yeah.
What made you want to get an NSX?
Past a year now? Past a year.
Past a year?
Past a year,
yeah.
Man. It's like forgetting my anniversary, right?
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly, with the birth of a child.
Side chick.
Oh, okay, the side chick, I love it. So what made you want to get an NSX?
You know, I think like
besides superior knowledge and intelligence, which is
the best choice, right?
Yeah, exactly, the only choice. Go ahead.
This came up, test drove it, glad I did, and that was it, and I fell in love.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I ended up picking it up. But yeah, it's been a good experience.
Really?
Yeah.
After purchasing the car, what's been your favorite thing about the whole experience of having the car? Like the thing that makes this car stand out in terms of other cars that you've driven and everything else?
You know, I would start off with saying community. It's something that I didn't expect, which is very nice. Car itself is like driving closer to a race car, you know? I mean, I had your Integras and all those other cars, but there's nothing like it, the way it handles, the way it sits. I mean, it's almost like a cockpit. So
that is
definitely a blessing.
He definitely took care of it. The inside is
Thank you very much.
Very, 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 very nice. Very nice. Yes. But that is a good thing. This control, what's the controller in the center here?
There's actually a cell phone. It can start. Obviously, doesn't really work. Actually, I just yanked out all the wires recently, but I left it there because that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
You know?
Is that factory?
Point tray, huh? Factory, yeah.
What? I've never even seen that.
Yeah, it's a little cell phone controller kind of deal. I have no clue how it works.
Cell phone
It
controller.
looks like a walkie-talkie. It literally just pops out. I guess when you use it, something like this.
What?
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
What made you get this car?
Honestly, I've been looking for an NSX for a while. I threw out a post just to kind of see what was out there. I got messaged by the previous owner. I kind of had to have it. So
How long you had it?
May or June of this year, so only a couple months. Yeah.
And so what's your favorite thing about driving it right now?
Honestly, there's nothing I don't like about it. I mean, it handles. It's not the fastest, but
When people see you drive around, what's the number one comment that you get?
right-hand drive. That's like all I can hear. Like, it'll come up, they'll say something, and as soon as I pass by, all I hear is, oh, right-hand drive.
And so, do you get a lot of people trying to race you all the time?
There have been a couple, some Camaros, Mustangs, just typical muscle cars. I think everyone else knows they're not fast, so they don't really do it. Those are pretty much it. The plans this winter is full interior. Pull everything out, clean it up, maybe change the color of the carpet, do Alcantara, bring more titanium into the interior to match the engine bay, stuff like that.
Cool. And so, if there was anything that you could change in the car, like right now, what would you change?
It'd be boosted.
You're in A right now.
Yeah.
How much horsepower you would want to put in it? You're going on the record.
On the record, it'd be nice if it was in the mid fours to close to fives. I think that'd be the sweet spot.
Now you've got airbags on this, right?
Stance parts air cut on Tamplex coils.
So like,
It's real stiff.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell by how low it sits. It's a real stiff ride.
Okay.
So maybe that'll be something I change up this winter. Maybe switch over to some Fortunatos and do a stance parts air cup. I don't know.
How do you drive this thing?
It's either 0 or 100, really. I mean, I'm either chilling, going the speed limit, or I'm banging on it, revving it up to 7,000 and just getting on it. So I currently have a 2005 G35 Coupe that's boosted. I have an Evo 10. I've got a 2004 Forester XT.
Yeah.
Anything you're gonna do to the motor? So you're on the record.
The next 6 months?
Next 6 months?
No. It's going to be all interior over the winter, getting it set right so it looks as good as the outside, and then after that it'll be all motor and all that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
My NSX.
So why'd you get the NSX?
Always wanted one as a kid. Got an S2000, and it wasn't enough. I had the opportunity. Believe it or not, I found it on a Facebook Marketplace, and went out to Ohio and bought it.
So, what year did you buy it in?
March 8th, I believe, of this year. Got some work done on it. Got it going. Took it over to Daisy and had Ben, completely go through it. She's good to go now.
Ben's a good guy.
Yeah, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I always wanted one, and I kind of started to see that if I didn't get one now, I'd never be able to get one. So I just picked it up. I found it. It was a very reasonable price. It needed a little bit of work, and it's high mileage, well used. The guy that owned it before me down in Florida, he had it for I believe 13 years, and he loved this car. I have 3-inch binder full of everything that's ever been done to it, including oil changes, axles, regulators, full documentation on the repaint, even every set of tires that's been on this car. I had sat in one, watched enough videos to make me realize I wanted, you look at like some of the old Top Gear and stuff like that. I started seeing, basically I was watching the original videos, how much of a leaps and bounds it was above everything that was being made, and it was a complete game changer, and everybody had to change the way they even did business. Getting it the first time, I was smiling ear to ear for easily the first 2 hours. The radio's broken. I've never even gotten it fixed. I don't need it. It just sounds so good, and I drove all the way home, and it seemed like 5 minutes. It's more of a daily driver car than I would have thought. I don't hesitate to just get into it every single day and cruise around, go around town, take it out in the mountains, whatever. My vision in this car is incredible, especially with my height. So taking a trip, I mean, I went to Myrtle Beach a month ago, and 1,200 miles round trip in it, like nothing. Very smooth, very easy, you know, AC crank, it's good to go all the way down. No, I like it just the way it is. I mean, as long as you just
So this is my 1992 Honda NSX. It's been totally repurposed as a Honda. There's nothing Acura about this car, from the badging to the steering wheel. The interior has been totally redone. The upholstery is all red. A lot of work went into the upholstery in the car, which is really impressive, and I think it's a staple of the car. Sitting on TE37s, which are the only wheels that you need to be putting on an NSX. Back here in the motor, you'll see that there's it's totally ceramic coated, it's red, and it's twin turboed on a stock motor rated for 600 horsepower on 85. I've had a faulty PCV valve. With the PCV valve, it's alleviating pressure from the head to the catch. So what was happening was it wasn't feeding the catch can right, so it was spitting the oil out. There's too much pressure in the head. Coolant line burst a few weeks ago. Had to fix that, was a $600 fix. So in the last month, I've probably put 12 or 1,300 into it just to make sure it's out on the road. But it's a good car when you have muscle cars, modern muscle cars, come up to it and they want to race it, and they don't know what it has. They think it's a 270, 290 horsepower NSX that just looks exotic. But this car, for all intents and purposes, has upfront supercar power delivery. I mean, it's all right there, really quick. It's a difficult car to beat, right? It's all aluminum bodied. It's 2,000 pounds. It's a fast car. It's a ton of fun. The stereo system's great in it, right? So the stereo's been redone. The guy that built the car, that did the upholstery, he used to do stereo. So the sound system in this thing's amazing. And then the fact that I can just connect my phone to it, and I can use Waze, and I don't have to keep looking at my phone. I get the best of both worlds. I get the modern technology and power delivery of a supercar, but I still get to live through the JDM livery with this vehicle. So it has the best of both worlds. I really wanted, like a Huracan or an Italia 458. So I really wanted to kind of go the supercar route, but I've been daily driving an STI for a couple years now. I had WRXs before that, so I've always been a really big JDM fan and very close with the previous owner of this car, Savage Garage. He sold me the car. I drove it, I loved it, I fell in love with it. This was the car that I wanted to buy. This is the car I wanted to drive, so changed my mind really quick. I never thought I would be in NSXs. I didn't know that this would be ever be a car that I would own, but it's been great, and I think the best thing about the NSX is the community behind it. Everywhere I go, anybody that has an NSX or knows anything about it wants to talk about it. I've never been invited to so many different car events and things like this, so it's not a car I'm gonna get rid of.
Woo! How'd you like those cars? I cannot wait to get into more detail with Tanner's car. He's got some anti-lag on that white NSX that you have to hear in order to believe. Like, the pops on it are absolutely ridiculous. It is a fast car. We'll also get into Alex's NSX as well, because who doesn't love a purple NSX that's slammed, right? Guys, you know the deal. As always, find faith. Find friends that don't look, think, and act like you. Find an empty road parking lot and throw down some dirty 11s.